How you doing? Hmm. I ain't go to sleep at all last night. That's one thing about this game. When you got a lot of energy, it's no way to go to sleep. When you got a lot of things to accomplish, you can't sleep, and you shouldn't because I really did enough sleeping for it. Baby, the time I spent sleeping, I don't need no more motherfucking sleep. Sleeping is actually for dead people anyway. That girlfriend of mine say, get out of here. I could not lay down. I could not do nothing. I have to do something each and every inch of the minute. And that's how I used to feel in my younger years. Like, man, I was I used to smoke. When I first started smoking weed, I discovered that you can get a lot of shit done off of weed, especially because you mellow. But I had energy of a 20-year-old, so I would get up, start running. I would create a sauna in the house when my parents left. I was still living with the parents. I would create a sauna in there because I had got a little chunky and I was trying to slim down. I'd get in there and make that house hot as shit. And I'll put that music on and I'll smoke that little bit of weed. And I'll get outside and play basketball. Then I'll go ride a bike. I rode my bike to Lincoln Cemetery, Granddaddy Zed. I used to ride my bike to see Granddaddy Zed every week. Remember that Granddaddy Zed? I was high when I got there, but I used to lay on the ground and talk to Granddaddy Zed. Okay, and then I would leave there, probably hit the weed again, get on the bike, get home. I'm talking about this is a 20-minute ride. Get back home, eat a little bit. I don't think I was eating meat. So that goes back to saying that, what was I saying? Oh, that I had a lot of energy in my youth, and I feel it again. It's back online. I'm not expelling the wrong amount of energy because energy is this whole game. That's all this is. And outside of this game is abundance of energy. It's endless and boundless amounts of fucking energy that you're not tapped into. Like, y'all think y'all tired. Y'all just tired of y'all rigmarole. Y'all tired of your everyday circumstances. And you bored in life. You don't know yourself. I've been there. I've done it. I had to climb up out of there. I'm like, hold on. I had to really evaluate the situation and look and bring myself outside of myself and look at myself. Because you can't see yourself. A lot of you can't see yourselves. I could not see myself in the trenches. I knew I was doing fucked up shit, but I did not see myself. I thought it was everybody else. I'm like, y'all on drugs. Bitch, you on drugs with them. You ain't with them. If you ain't, you about to be. If you ain't, you about to be. So I'd never seen myself this well before. Like, to know what I know, to have experienced what I have experienced, okay, and to know the knowledge and combine that and play the game. Like, it's like I got the joystick again. I can move this bitch however, which way I want to. Right? And I created the game, so I can play it. And you know how you play a game and you done beat it before? That's how I feel. So I know what to look out for. Oh, jump over to that. Don't let that hit you. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, get these coins. No, don't let that hit you. Yep, because that's going to take your energy. I'm really playing Super Mario Brothers. Or Donkey Kong or whoever. What game you like. This is what this is. Life is the biggest game right now. And you got to play it to win, or the game will play you and beat you and trick you out your spot. It's chess, as they say, not checkers. But it's all games. Okay? This joint is a game. And y'all playing, but y'all not playing to win. I used to be one of y'all. Man, I tricked myself out the spots I was in. But it was all for the greater good. Now I know better. Right? And so these same opportunities that I had in those younger years are still available. But even better now because I know how to play the game and I won't trick myself out my spot no more. And especially not for another motherfucker. Bruh, I'm gonna tell you the biggest trick in this game. You would never believe it. Love. So-called love. Love is one of the highest frequencies, but it's not the highest of all frequencies. You'll gag when I tell you what the highest frequency is. You're not ready yet, but I'm gonna just explain love. Love is just hate, just like hate. It's the flip side of hate. You can love so much that you hate the motherfucker. You can love somebody so much that you hate them. So see how that can trick you? It's duality. If you hot, you trying to go get a little cooler. So you got to temper out and really taper down the middle and don't go too far either way and just stay in the gray. Y'all red or blue. I'm really just gray, and you can tell I'm gray. Boom. Love will make you hate. So we are in duality. Up, down, hot, cold, girl, boy, life, death, bad, good, rain, sun, dark, light. That's all this is. It's a game of duality, the red or the blue pill. So I done took both pills. Now I know that I don't want either or, too much of either or. I would rather just stay gray, right in the middle of that shit. And so I can't get swayed out my bag. Because love will make you hate. So, like when I say I don't care about Aunt Fruity Loops' feelings or anybody that I called myself loving before, I mean that shit. And I love the way this feels. You have never felt a pain greater than love. And especially when the love is not reciprocated. When love is not reciprocated, that's some painful shit. You ever love something and it didn't love you back? Baby, had a crush on a nigga or a bitch and she ain't seeing you, can't see you for who you are. But you steady loving it. You steady tripping off of it. And it ain't tripping off you. That's because you don't love yourself enough to see that shit yet. I was there. Used to love people to the point where I could not even stand myself or cared too much about other people's thoughts before I cared about myself. Change my appearance, my mannerisms for other motherfuckers. Just so they can be cool in the room so they didn't feel like I was too big of an energy around them. Where they do that at? In Dum Dum Land, I used to be tripping. Okay? I'm talking about people pleasing to 100 percentile. And that comes with being a healer, an empath. But you could get to the point where you care so much about other people, you don't care for your fucking self. So it feels great. Hey, sister. Cacricia Ka. Cacricia Ka. Cacricia Ka. Cacricia Ka. Now, this is perfect. This is my sister right here. Peace be on. This is my motherfucking sister. Okay? Now, we got some stories, ain't it? Man, we got some stories, bro. We need to get together and do something swell for these people. Man, we got some stories, ain't it? Sis. Remember, man, hold on. Let's just conversate about one. You tell me what we should talk about right quick. Just name the incident or the person and who and what. Just say the word. You know I'm going to know. What we should talk about. Just the one we should be laughing about right now. Because they all funny to me. Just one good one. I'm trying to think of one. All these footages. What footages? Wait a minute. What footages? I'm trying to remember. U Street. Oh, my birthday on U Street. Your birthday, or your birthday on U Street. And who said something about footages? Man, U Street was a play, or was it? We used to be. I know I used to be smashed. Man, I used to be smashed. We were going, what's the name of that club? We were going 2 clubs over there. And it was the gay club. It was an upstairs and downstairs. Oh, wait a minute. Cause I don't remember that. But I'm trying so bad. Wait. Footages. Yeah, but we did so much shit. Kikukula, you know you younger than me. And Kikukula, what did we do? What did you say? No. Remember that lady Pearlitra? Pearlitra. The white dude with the only on one. Oh, with the one link. Oh, and the glasses. Sure did. But I was high. I don't know what I was high off that day because I don't remember fully what he said. We got to be on the phone, I think. But I do remember a lot of shit on U Street, man. Costumes. You know what you did for me, Kikisha? You showed me how to be amongst white people and chill. Remember, I got down in U Street. I'm about to give you some signs. You don't even know I remember this shit. I got down U Street. You was already down there. And I know I was probably high as fuck. I don't know, probably cocaine and some pills around this time. And I'm mad at white people in my mind. I don't know why. It was a program. So you down there rapping with the white people, smoking Marlboro Lights and with this real white person. And I got to talking about white people right in front of y'all. Real bad. Not like in his face hard like white people some shit, but I was just indirectly fucking with this guy, and he's one of the other kind, and me and Debritrica, we had our own sense of humor, so she knew what the fuck I was trying to do, but I was too smashed to recognize that I'm smashing this guy right in front of her. And they friends, her and Krishika. She friends a lot of white people, and I wasn't. I'm just used to niggas. So I got down there, man, and boy, I made a fool of myself that day. But it was always fun with you. You always had, we had laughs upon laughs. I tell you another funny story. Remember Pearlitra in them socks and sandals at the club when she performed that night? Pearlitra, we all know who Pearlitra, me and you know Pearlitra now. Ain't it? Wood and teeth. Wait a minute. What's that man name we used to go see? And I think I used to get cocaine from him. But he was a pimp, like bald head pimp guy, broke pimp. But we used to go past his house. And he was spooky as shit. Otis Redfoot. Motherfucking Otis Redfoot. What about that? How about that? Didn't he sell cocaine? I got cocaine from Otis Redfoot. I know I did. Otis Redfoot. The Jerry Curl. Thank you, Pearly. I needed to remember him. That was a funny character in my life, our life. We have so many funny stories, you and I. And most of y'all know the characters in your movie, right? They are playing out your thoughts. I'm gonna get to some deep shit right quick. Do you know that your thoughts are your reality, right? Some people don't know this. What you think about is really what's playing around you. So stop thinking about what you don't want right now, especially if you don't eat meat, because you're creating. If you don't like something, don't think about it no more, because you keep creating it. You keep creating it. He had Christmas lights everywhere in that fucking house. This the type of nigga. Back to, man, you just blew me with the Christmas lights. Yes, he had, look at me, I got Christmas lights. Otis Redfoot Christmas lights room house. That whole house was full of Christmas lights. And we went in there. See, them lights, he had grew up probably around the early 70s, so he used to the red light rooms and the car playing rooms. Like, I don't remember them, but bitch, you got Christmas lights all over your living room house. Bitch. Mr. Otis Redfoot. He had to be high off cocaine. Only cocaine can make you go and get old furniture out the trash and revamp it and put it in your living room. Cocaine make you move your whole house room around when you ain't need to. It'll make you refold clothes that you already refolded. It'll make you clean your whole motherfucking house. That's what I use it for. So I can get a lot of shit done real quick. I be going through them haircuts like a motherfucker. Off me some cocaine. Off me some cocaine and a little mix of Percocet. I used to be going through haircuts like next, you next, okay. And I could calculate how many people was sitting there waiting. How fast I can make two of them talk and hold them off for a minute. I will make sure if two called in the morning, they would meet up because I knew they was friends. I was doing a lot in my head. So I'm manifesting clients by thinking about them like, okay, I want Tim and Tom to come together so they can talk to each other. I know they like each other. So I could cut Bill and Jerk them hair. They the hustlers up the street. They gonna give me $50 for this regular haircut because they want to come in here and see the faggies because they gay. But see, I got a lot of gay clients and a lot of hustler clients from Lincoln Heights. So I had the whole world fucking with me, right? All the gay clients, faggies just coming in there twirling. And every nigga hustler came in there to be gay, okay? So I had them on locks. I would be in there all day. I'm going to tell you how I burnt myself on each end. You know how you burn a candle on each end? I was that nigga. I would get up, when I used to get up by 7, I would get up by about 10 o'clock, and I'd talk to 10 people before I got out of bed. Yeah, you can come. Get down the street, because I made it sweet. I made it so my shop was, I could walk there 2 blocks. Got down to Guys and Dolls. Everybody know Guys and Dolls. If you know Guys and Dolls, say yo. Guys and Dolls. Down the street. So, I had 10 people already sitting there before I got there, and I'm late. I'm about 30 minutes late. I'm going to tell you, I would take about 2 Percocets and a bumper coat to get down there, right? And I wouldn't speak to nobody. I just look at them. Look at them. And that was me communicating, saying, I got you. I was programming them. Nope, don't say nothing. You okay. He coming. Okay, don't worry about him. It's a faggy. Okay, you like him? Y'all talk to each other. I'm going to get these out the way right quick. And if they would disturb my peace, I'd get them a look like my mother say. If one came up to me and say, how many more you got? I look at them like this. I got mean over time. People would tell me that. And I wasn't mean. I was just not happy. You get it? Because I'm a funny person, as you can tell. I got a sense of humor out of this motherfucking world. I'm silly boots. But when I was frustrated and on drugs, I could be short-tempered and very ornery. My girlfriend said, you're pissing vinegar. I used to be pissing fucking vinegar. Yep, Division Avenue days. Division Avenue. Let's not even talk about Division Avenue. Do you know Division Avenue is basically, my footprints are still on Division Avenue. I think I wrote killer and put my foot right in the middle of that, you know, when you get that cement, the new cement? Bitch, I put Killer Kid right in that cement over there. Which brings me to this. Do you know when you name yourself something, you're becoming it? So, quick story. My name is Lakia, right? Do this with me. Matter of fact, let me take you in here and write it down so you can see it. Hold on, I'm going to take y'all in here. Hold on. Well, we going to write this shit down. Hold on. We going to write it down so you can see it. We going to write it down. Hold on. Alright. I name myself. My name is this. Right? This is my name. I name myself Killer Kia. And then I put cuts on the end, right? But look at this. Kill Lakia. Boom. You get it? So eventually it was just Killer. I wouldn't say that part, but Killer. And then you can take Killer and just put Lakia on the end on it. That's still my motherfucking name. And I'm killing myself. I killed myself. See, because I used to be like this girl. This was Lakia. This is Lakia, right? She was like 21, right? She was 21. She wanted to be a model. She was a model. She's a model. That's a model. This is Lakia. She's a model, right? She used to practice in the mirror. Ooh, girl, look at you. Huh? Look at them shoulder blades. Look at her structure. But this girl was pretending to be a girl for this lady who's her mother. This is my mother. Don't we look alike? I was pretending to be her because she didn't like the boy me. Really, she didn't. This is Killer Kid. Look at Killer Kid face. I was not happy. Look at Killer Kid. I'm going to show you where Killer Kid began. I got it written on here. Look at Killer Kid. Look how big I had got. I wrote it on here. Back in the day, DMV. First, yeah, look at that. I wrote it out. But look how big I was. And out of shape, unhappy, holding my midsection. These were the same days. This is Killer Kid. But this is Lakia. So when I named myself that, I had started boxing. And this is what came from that. A hell of a fall. You get it? A hell of a fall. A hell of a fall. And I ain't mad about it because I know who I am. I know who I am. And it was fun falling and not dying. It was fun to fall that far. And that's just a few. That ain't even nothing. I got pictures of me. I don't even recognize me. I didn't even know it was me. I woke up. But it took a minute, man. Man, it took a whole minute for me to wake up. The wake up process it was here and there. There was little wake ups because you can't wake up fully without going crazy. That's why there's a lot of people out here counting rocks on the ground because they went loco. Because the Pisces age, which was in the 70s and the 80s, Pisces, which is Pisces are dreamers. So we were in the Pisces age during my youth, right? So I'm in a dreamland. And of course I was asleep. The TV shows was crazy. Good Times. Every time you turn around on a show, Good Times, what was going on? James would get a job, right? That nigga get home by the end of the show, he didn't get the job. Or he lost the job that day. Something was always showing me duality and then also showing me low self-worth in black people. But I still had my thoughts, and my father was a very instrumental part of my life as far as getting out the box and out of my head in a way. He taught me that both my parents showed me this. Let me show you in this way. My mother is she has a hell of a penmanship because she was a social worker in the government. She used to write all day. She could cursive write to the letter, right? She was really tedious in her lettering. Calligraphy and all that could have been her judge. She could have just wrote for a living, right? Penmanship. My father was more of a abstract creator. He's a teacher. So his penmanship was more like, as long as you get what his lessons is. He used to teach history. So by the time my mother get home from school, her job, she would be on the phone gossiping, but she would be doing doodling on her pad. She had a pad like that. And I'm soaking up, I'm young, I'm like 4 or 5, I'm soaking up energy from both sides. So we'll get the coloring in circles, and this is how I began to learn how to draw and color through my mother. But inside the line, she would not play that sloppy shit. She'd be like, in the line, stay in the line. So I would watch her and listen to her talk about people on her job, talk about her family, talk about y'all, and talk about people on her job. But she mostly listened. Honestly, my mother listened. She was a therapist. She would listen and she would agree to things that she really didn't mean, but just to coddle people. She's a Cancer too. We the same sign. So I learned that art from her, how to coddle people, how to get a baby its bottle. And she paid for that in a lot of ways. So she showed me how to be very intentional with my strokes and penmanship and on purpose, right? And then my father would come home and I'd show him what we did, and he'd be like, Kiki, there's no lines in life. Color outside the lines. Why are you staying so in the box? Get out the lines. And I didn't understand the concept, but he made me draw more abstract things, and outside of what that paper was giving me, he made me create out of that in a different way. They both showed me how to create, but in different ways. And he showed me it was no limits. She showed me that you can create your own limits. How about it? Them parents did their job. They did what they were supposed to do. And they died for me. I'm going to tell you why. They represent duality in this way for me. My father went first, right? And the way he went to like prepare a space to, because he had so much energy. He was burning candles from each end too, but for other people also. But they were tapping out. They were in their 60s, mid-60s, and he knew that they were going. He knew. And he wanted to go because he could do more outside of that body. He had wore that body out. When you wear out your energy, you lose your avatar right quick. Like, if you think you growing old, you will do that. Mentally, you will make yourself age as long as you're thinking about it. If you think 50 looks like that, that's what it's going to look like to you. So he passed, and then my mother passed right after in like 8 months, right? But the nigga came back to kind of like prepare a space for her in a weird way. And he was trying to shelter me. He tried to send me so many warnings to not fuck up the bag when they died. But I still fucked it up. I did because I wanted to go with them. I almost died with them. But I'm saying this to say the reason why I brought this up was because the reason why they passed is so that I could wake up in a different way. I wasn't going to be able to wake up if they were still here. Had them parents still been here, I probably would have died before them. Because I felt bad about the opportunities that I did not take advantage of and the time I did not spend with them in my youth. Especially at the barbershop. I'm at the barbershop all day long. And then after at the barbershop, I'm going to the club to sell my drugs and do drugs. And it was just me trying to fit in. Did not want family around that part of me. Because I was the type, when I came to the events, all the kids would run to me because I'm the funny cousin. I'm the cousin that's going to joan on the aunts and uncles with y'all. I'm going to tell you, look at grandma's feet. I'm going to be respectful, but I'm going to do a skit on how Uncle so-and-so nodded out, and he got this twitch now because he on dope so bad that we all know it, but he act like he ain't steal. Like, I had an uncle who used to steal. Should I tell this story? Yeah. I would watch my grandmother actually do it first. My grandmother is really the first comedian I ever met. My grandmother? And my grandmother and my Aunt Fruity Loop birthday on the same day. That's another fun fact. They the same person. But that grandmother taught me how to keep a crowd engaged with a crowd like this. She would get up and she'd be in that building because she was a resident manager of every building she lived in, right? So that gave her access to live for free, for real. She never had to do nothing but clean up around the building. Sweet, right? But that lady knew everybody's business in the building, and she could reenact everybody's shit, and especially family. If the family member she wanted to emulate was not there, she'll get in her bag quick and do the whole routine just before they get there, and then we'll be looking at that person like, Grandma just did you, Slim, and you do that. So I learned the art of comedy from that grandmother. That's where I got Geraldine from. I got a character named Geraldine, motherfucking Baller Mule. And she's my grandmother. She's my grandmother in a nutshell. Like, I made her out to be like that lady on Living Single who knew everybody's business. And she be like, you ain't hear from me. But yeah, that's how I learned the art of comedy, through that grandmother. And the parents too, in a way. My father couldn't Joan, but he had a sick sense of humor too. My mother, she could make noises and voices. So I could change my voice listening to her. She could have been like a voiceover person. Man, she could have been a cartoon voiceover person. Period. That mother. Yeah, that mother was, boy. And that grandmother. Whew, let me tell you a story about that grandmother. Which one, though? I'll wait on her. Because this is sensitive. Our family probably... I'm going to tell... Family is the biggest trap to this game. Besides love, too. Because you really revere the people in your life that help raise you up. And you don't want to, like, let them down. And that's why I did a lot of my drugs outside and around by myself. Because I didn't want my family to feel otherwise. You know what I'm saying about me. But they still did. And that goes to say that they cared, but they didn't care in the way that I wanted them to care. Because I did that shit hoping that somebody would say, come here, come on, what's up with you? But, hey, how can you do that when you ain't feeling good your motherfucking self? So I don't regret it at all. But family is one of the biggest traps in this game. Because you will stay around people who really are not giving you reciprocity. And you don't want to leave your people behind. You'll get survivor's guilt. Some people get that. Like big time celebrities feel so guilty that they got the money and the cars and the houses. And they suffer. Whitney Houston did that. That's why Whitney was twirling them drugs like that. I'm telling you. I know Whitney because I was Whitney. I know what she went through. Then Whitney, the voice of all voices, Whitney Houston. And her mother was jealous of her for real. Her mother made her like into that swell, like she molded her and taught her how to use her voice. But she didn't make her voice. And that mother was, I could see slight jealousy through that because I've been there. I seen it. And that father of hers, Whitney needed them. She wanted to not feel that shit, man. And she went out like a light. I know she had big money, so she had big habits because of her heart. You know what I'm saying? Whitney, baby. All of us do. When we get into our feelings, that's what keeps us low. Caring too much about other people. Whitney cared too much about other people. Because she was actually gay. And she got with Bobby Brown to have Bobby Brown. And Bobby Brown went right after her. Because she cared too much too. Bobby Brown. Christina Bobby Brown, I mean. Yeah. But, yeah, I like being a therapist. Toya, what you doing, girl? You at work? You said you in Charlotte, ain't it? Yes, Grandma Dynamite, baby. Grandma fucking Dynamite. She used to be in there. One time I was working out Guys and Dolls. And it's right down the street on Nanny Helen Burroughs. And I lived in the building with the grandmother on Nanny Helen Burroughs, right? Let me tell you how oppy that grandmother was. I come from my mother and father, because I went to live in that building right after I left my parents' house. So I went to get shelter back from leaving shelter. So I'm in there. I barely got anything in there but my bed. I put my bed right up against the wall, right up against the window like this. But on the other side of that window was the parking lot. And my grandmother was the resident manager. I got the best sleep that night, though. But by 7 a.m., I had never experienced this in my life. My mother used to wake me up slow and steady. My father would just leave a note by the bed and some money. My mother used to be like, tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. And if I say, she'd be like, time to get up for school. Man, I went from that and from being an adult and them just leaving out and not, leaving notes still, but never bothering my sleep. I went from that to straight to motherfucking grandma and them building, Nanny Hellenborough building, and I'm living on my own, I'm thinking, but I'm really living with my grandmommy. This lady, I'm sleeping good. Dreaming about getting ready to go to the barber shop. This lady woke me up saying, "Look here!" Through the window while I'm by the bed. My head, I said, "Come on, it's time to get up, baby." I said, oh. My heart was boom, 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 boom. She's a country woman in a city. This lady is a country woman running a whole city. She brought chickens and roosters up here in the 70s. So we had chickens in the yard on 49th Street. That house on 49th Street. That grandmother is a country lady. She's more like a mammy. You hear me? So she said her loudest voice with my real fucking name. Look here! Time to get up! I thought I lived in my own apartment, but I didn't. I lived with my grandmother in that room, in that apartment building. She got me up, and I went out there with my wild ass. I said, "Grandma!" She said, "What? Time to get the fuck up. Shit. Get this car, move that car over there. We don't put our cars right here." That brings another thing up. Do you know that grandmother? I'll say that story for another day. That's going to be a funny story what that grandmother did. That lady, she's a Gemini. She was showing me duality. That's all, and I love her for that. And I love her for that. You know why? Because she showed me who I was too one day. My grandmother has Alzheimer's, so-called. But I'm going to tell you what it really is. She's chilling in source. You know how the old people, and they say they forgetting, and they going to a void, they don't want to eat no more. It may look like the end of their life is coming, but it's really the beginning of them going back to source fully. They don't want this body no more. This body is a hindrance. It don't move the same no fucking more. Because I spent a lot of time on you fucking it up. So I can't do what I want to do in here. So I'm going to go to source in my mind. And yeah, I might call you another name from another time because I got abundance of fucking stored memories that I can go and tap into. And I come back to your reality. You're limited. See, people think them people are limited. But they're moving around. I learned that from watching my mother die. She was at source at a lot of times. But back to grandma. One day she looked at me and I thought she could not remember who I was or none of that. And I was coming to visit her after a while. I hadn't seen her in a good while. And she looked at me and she pierced my eyes and my soul pretty much. She said, "Baby, you my kid, ain't you?" And her eyes bucked out like what's her name? Wendy Williams. She said, "You my kid. You my grandmama. You gonna save the family. You special, honey." And she blanked back out. And I looked at her and I said, "Grandma." She said, "Yeah, Nancy." That's her grandmother name. So why this brings this up? I'm the only person that got Grandma Nancy's picture. So I'm the reincarnation of Grandma Nancy, who had a rack of kids in her life, right? Which is Grandma and I, we all a product of them kids. But I came back a reincarnation of Grandma Nancy, but without the fucking kids. How about that? That grandmother revealed that to me, and I still was asleep. But when I woke up, I recollect that, and I said, wow. She was trying to tell me who I was then. She was the only one who could see it because she had Alzheimer's, right? That lady said, she said, wink. I'm like, oh, all right. I get it. Grandma. I love that grandmother. Ooh, that grandmother was funny. She's funny. She's so funny, that lady. You should see grandma now, too. She's still funny. And I know what she's thinking. She's like, I'm ready to get the fuck on out of here. This shit is for the birds. That grandmother's so funny. I'm going to tell you how funny that grandmother is, too. I'm going to tell you how she lasts. Two of her children are passed on, my mother being one of them, right? She probably outlived all of us, for real. That grandmother. If she wanted to, she could. Because I'm going to tell you why. That grandmother don't care nothing about nobody's feelings, for real. How about that? I'll tell you what the grandmother did. That's funny now, almost like Aunt Fruity Loop. What Aunt Fruity Loop did the other day. She could fake the funk, but when you know, you know. When you're an empath, when you're empathetic, you see fake shit all day long, right? So my mother was dying, and she's in the house in hospice, and they brung the grandmother over, and by this time she was in her Alzheimer's. That grandmother came over, and she looked at her daughter on the in this state that she was in. My mother wasn't able to eat no more, as she could probably take in yogurt and some water and shit, right? But the grandmother still walking, agile, but she see past the bullshit, but she always been a person who really didn't give no fucks. Okay? Like, for real. Like, seriously, did not care. Like, in a way that it only benefits her. She only cares about what benefits her, and that's a good trait to have. It will keep you out of a lot of shit. If you think about it. What benefits you is what you should be doing. Only. Because if it don't benefit you, what you doing it for? And that's not using nobody. That's meaning that you getting reciprocity. I'm not finna tell you or give you all my energy and you give me nothing back. I gotta get something out. If I'm gonna give you this energy, I must enjoy it. That's what I'm saying. So the grandmother came over to the house, my mother, on her deathbed, right? This her daughter, her firstborn daughter. She looked at her and she automatically put on for people who she was trying to put on for me. But I seen past it. And she said, oh, no tears. Ain't no tears. Oh, is that my child, Dorothy? Oh. And did like this and walked away. She couldn't even fake it too hard. She walked away. And I said, that grandmother got class, but style, but ghetto as fuck for that. She said, oh, is that my daughter, Dorothy? Fitting to die? And walked away. And I could see she gave no fuck because she was already hip to the bullshit. Everybody wanted to play crying. But nobody's really crying. It just was like the grandmother saying, she used up all her energy. I ain't gonna use up mine. That's all she was saying. But she tried to play it off with the, oh. I said, wow, lady. But I get it, and I loved her for showing me that. That alone makes me care a fuck about going to another funeral that I know I didn't care about that person. Like that. And if I did care about them, I may not travel to go do that. Because I know what this is now. It took me to lose them two people, them parents, to get it like this. And this is a phenomenal fucking feeling. My mother told me on her deathbed. I said, Ma, did I? Because I know I didn't do what I should have and could have did. In my state of mind, I couldn't. But I was still trying to please. I said, Mom, I know you tired. I know you get ready to go home. And she could barely communicate. But she was using her eyes and she was mustering out very little words because she had stopped eating meat. Because she in the hospital. So she had sauce. So she see the shit I'm about to go through and she trying to help me not go through it. She was like, oh, you finna go through it. But please don't go through it. But she said to me, I said, Ma, was I a good child to you? Was I a good daughter to you? She said, it's there. She was talking like a computer. She said, it's there. I said, Mom, I know you tired. I know you gotta go. but will you be here tomorrow when I get back? She said, I will. I'll be here. Like a computer, bro. So I said one other thing to her. I said, Mom. Oh, I said, did I do right by you? She said, you've done everybody else. Do you? Those 3 words or statement. That statement alone twirled me. And I had recorded it. But I'm going to tell you what happened to that recording another time. But I couldn't keep the recording because I was lunching. But that statement stuck with me. You've done everybody else. Now do you? Even while I'm right here laying about to die, I'm your mother. But I care to show you that this ain't even what you think this is, daughter. Daughter, you burning your ass out thinking about this thing the way you think about this thing. You about to fuck yourself out the bag. You about to lose the houses I'm going to leave you. You about to lose all the cash you me and your father worked for years. You about to lose that shit carrying too much. You running from thyself because somebody physically not here. But do you remember energy is first? Energetically, she has never left. I'm wearing the lady right now. This is her. This is energy. She never left. They never really left. It's amazing how this game is played, and they can use their energy and get into an op. Boom. Like say for instance, one time, this ain't funny, but I had got assaulted by a pistol. A guy came in the barbershop and hit me in the temple with a pistol, and his friend stole me across my chin and didn't knock me out, right? Should have. I should have been out. And they took me for bad, like out of nowhere. I got in shit like that. Like a nigga hit me in the head, boom, hit me with the pistol, and the guy stole me. Bow. Lumped up. But the gun, you can't shoot me. Because them parents probably energetically twirled them. Energetically. They can do that. They can come, make shit not as blunt. Like, I've been stole off guard by men at clubs, like bouncers done hit me on my chin. And I'm a boxer, so I know how to stand. I don't never stand floozy. I'm never going to get knocked out. Never been knocked out. Never will, right? Stayed with black eyes, though. But niggas could never knock me out. That's because them parents and that energy that's available when it's not bounded to a body. Because it would have took 20 years for them to get hit physically. But if you don't have a body and you energy, you can stop shit. Boom. So, yes, that's all this is, man. Just energy. And we came into these avatars to play the game. Like any game, you have to create, like Monopoly. What's the first thing you do when you get ready to play Monopoly? You pick a fucking man. You pick your fucking piece. This is my piece I'm playing with. Y'all got y'all pieces y'all playing with. But are you playing the game to win it? And do you know it's a game? It's a life. It's a game called fucking life. Play it. Do not play it for other people no more. Stop doing the bullshit to yourself. You're doing it to yourself. You're thinking about the past too much. I already know you is. Because I have done it. And I've done it enough for everybody in this room. Anybody who's going to come past this video, I've done it for you. You don't have to do it no fucking more. And the game is won. It's free access now to shit that we didn't have access to before if you're a Source player. Most of the people who going to hear this are not. I'm sorry. It's look, Toya. Do you know to one Source player it's 500 ops? 5,000 ops to one. That means your boss is a op. Your mother is never op. If you are a Source player, your mother is a Source player. Yeah, you are a Source player. And 5,000 people that's in your life are opposition. They can be good or bad. You just have to, like, say for instance, you got a job and I had a boss who will always come by and blow off steam around me at the copier. Like I'm copying papers for this legal firm at the time. And this was before Lakia was trying to be a model. I was trying to be a model, but I was trying not to be. So I'm in there copying papers. This short Jewish man used to come past me every day and blow off steam like, I'll be looking at him like, why you always blow off steam by me, my nigga? right? But he'll coddle the rest of the niggas, right? But one day he saw me for who I was too, and he knew not to fucking play with me. He cursed me, tried to curse me out because I was talking to my friend. You know how you sneak into your friend's cubicle and blow off time before you get the fuck up out of there? I was over there talking to this girl. I forget her name. But, and she had a missing finger too. Damn, she had a missing thumb. But she was doing her work. I'm over there talking to her. This nigga came over there and he was this short to me. And I used to wear heels too. And he said, "Why are you never working? La 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 dee." And was going off like he was a slave master. And she was going with it. And I'm looking at her like, "Oh, I'm out of here." I said, "I quit." And he said, "We have many works for you to do." I said, I quit. You can't talk to me like that. And this was before any drugs too. I think I wasn't doing nothing but probably some weed. So I had a level head. I did, but I knew that I didn't want to go through that shit. You talking to me like, all right, I'm gone. Because why you keep blowing down my neck with that hot breath talking about something every day, man? Ops. And I'm going to tell you what oppy things you're going to see in life and you don't even know it's doing it for your greater good. You got a job, right? And you qualified for the up raise or the graduation in the job. But your boss will give it to somebody who don't got none of that and make you train them. Booyah! If that ain't some oppy shit, just to show you your worth or low self-worth. Because everybody don't go through that certain test or trial in that way. But if you fall for it and you got all the accolades and all the training and all the goddamn know-how, won't you go somewhere where you appreciate it? But you'll let this motherfucker keep you at a low because you actually thinking low of yourself. That's just showing you how your mind thinks. So the ops are showing you how you think about yourself. Boom. Boom. Did it show you? They will play it out in front of you. And it's a movie. It's a reel running all the time. Just like a dream. This is just a secondary dream. When you're dreaming at night, you can't bring that reality over here, right? So that shit cuts off, and then this is a whole nother dream. It's just that deep. We have went and put ourselves into this bubble called the universe, and inside of the universe is several universes, and then it's games like a console. Like this is actually one of many. This is not just one game on this board. It's different. It's abundance and on tap. Energy on tap, blissful energy. It is not negative. You can have bliss on tap right now. Like the other day, I told you I'm on $0, right? I said that for shock value. I've always left the house with zero money, and then at the end of the day, cake back up. But I had a certain amount of energy, and I was unawake. So when you're unawake, the game has a floor and a ceiling, and it helps you create. It creates for you, just like a baby. You set a baby up sweet until it can walk on its own. It gets a walker. Okay, it crawls first, and then it gets a walker, and then it starts walking on its own. So the game is designed to hold you steady until you get tall enough or big enough to walk on your own. So within that, I was saying that to say that in the beginning, we all had shelter as Source players by Source. Until you break the contract with me is when those barriers are lifted because you've made an agreement that you would not come into this game killing, stealing, and all of the stuff that's in the Bible. Some of those things are true. But it's masked with a lot of lies. That's why religion, I never did that. My father wasn't religious. My mother wasn't religious. So that was a big gift because it didn't bound my thoughts. It didn't keep me in the God and the devil. I mean, I still got that programming, but I just didn't buy it. I could never buy that shit because it was too spooky. Why do you create me and then this man down here, I'm being judged, and then you're going to throw me down there? But it's just telling you what life is in a different way. God and the devil is just levels of duality. It's just duality. God and the devil is duality. The blue pill and the red pill. So if you die in this reality, if you actually physically die, you can, well, you used to have to go to a heaven or a hell because you created that scenario. So your mind will place you there. But the game is won right now. So you wouldn't go back to the void now. You will not go back to that heaven or hell that you placed in your mind or what was programmed in your mind no more. So like I say, it's easier now to play this game called life. And if you got the knowledge, you can do it. And I'm mad you cannot play music on Facebook. I hate that. It's like Sonic and Mario. Yeah, it's Mario Brother game. The biggest of its kind. And when you get in the game, man, the shit comes so quick and easy. But it can scare the shit out of you if you don't know what it is. It can scare the shit out of you. I'm gonna tell you, when I first woke up, I started seeing 777, right? Everywhere I went. And instant manifestation was on tap, right? I had so much energy and didn't know it. So I go to the gas station. I'm thinking I want a sandwich. And I was thinking about the bread and the rolls that I actually wanted on the sandwich. And I really wanted that bread. You know how you really want something in particular? When I tell you I'm at the gas station now. So I open up the door to look and see which side the tank was on. Do you know, when I opened my door, by the door at the bottom was the bag of breads, the rolls that I preferred. Oh my mother, I'm not lying. And I slammed the door like, what the fuck? I said, those are those croissants. I like them croissants. Why are they a big bag of croissants right here by the fucking door at the gas station? On tap. That's how easy the game is. Like, if you in a game and you run out of bullets, you go around the corner and it's a rack of bullets. That's what this is. It sounds crazy, but why does it sound crazy? If you ever played a game, you know what a game is, ain't it? Can't you see it now from how I'm telling you? I'm not saying this just to be saying this now. I'm doing this because I have to do this. Because somebody did it for me. The actual winner of the game did this for me. And I'll tell that story another day too. But I have to do this because I am empathic, and I know that it's other sleep source players around here bumping their heads up against the wall like Sims, doing this boom, 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 boom. Don't know that they're in the game, and they not running their avatar. They don't have the joystick. They just sitting up there, boom, just hitting their head against the wall. You seen them ones in the game, the ones you steal a car on Grand Theft Auto and hit a Vic on the corner, and she was just sitting there talking about just doing in a loop. That's what people are doing, because they're not conscious. They just sitting around here letting the game play them. And most of y'all are ops. And that's fine. That's what you're supposed to be. Everybody can't be a source player. But everything is source, though. Everything is source. Everything is energy. I'm like a house husband. My girl go to work, and I clean up and get online. I love my job. My new job is so fun. I get to tell all my business, vent to y'all. Y'all communicate back. If not, you don't give a fuck. Just come back. Learn something. Say something funny. And if you know me, you know me. Yes, indeed. Well, listen, it's been a nice day, nice time, a nice little function. I'm going to get out here. I'm going to go get some food for my dog and cat. They hungry boots. And I'm coming back a little later on. Love y'all. Do I love y'all? I care for y'all to care for yourself. I care for y'all to care for yourself. That's how I'm in that. I care for y'all to care for yourself.